From one blue mascot character to another? You have done wrong by us. So I went to go watch this movie because I thought this one wasn't going to be as bad as the others because it had to deal with less of the difficulties of a live action remake. This was basically in the bag, right? Colorful settings so it can match up to the color-filled animated movies it's trying to remake. Characters like Stitch, who isn't an animal, so it's not Uncanny Valley. Or just look like lions being lions. And it's directed by Dean Fleischerkamp, who edited and directed Marcel the Shell with Shoes On. That movie is beautiful. Its use of a small character in a big world aesthetic was handled perfectly. Its characters are relatable and charming. It has it all. So why don't I like this film? Well, first problem is writing a story for the wrong characters. When writing for these characters, what you should take in is why they are beloved and how you should go around using that. When writing for these characters, what you should take in is why they are beloved and how you should go around using what has been laid down to be beneficial to you and your project. People love the values these characters hold. People can understand the struggle Nanny is going through, having to jump through hoops every day to keep her sister from getting into trouble or worse. She is on her own, and she loves her sister so much she's willing to fight both tooth and nail to keep her. She doesn't have help, but she does it anyways. This is what people like about Nanny. But the character assassination of this film is crazy! First, she has support now, so what's up with that? Her neighbor is helping her like a parent. This doesn't work for me because in the original she has to navigate her way through all this adult stuff by herself. Her struggles is that much harder to balance when she is fighting against it all. This is why her parents are killed off in the first place. She doesn't show off that side of her in the film that shows her looking out for Lilo as much. Heck, there are a lot of scenes where she reacts in the original, but doesn't pay attention in this one. So instead of having a scene where she just woke up but cares about Lilo's random Stitch thing, she's too busy in this version to even look.
Go, I'm watching.
You look like an angel, with suspicious eyes.
I get that they are trying to go for the she's so busy nowadays, but some moments should reflect that she really does care. Especially in the scenes that are written specifically for this new version of the movie. There is a great small scene of when Nanny gets fired in the original where Lilo goes, "Did I get you fired?" And she responds with, "No, the manager's a vampire."
Nah, the manager's a vampire, and he wanted me to join his Legion of the Undead.
I knew it.
Moments like this one shows that she puts work and her feelings of losing her job behind being there for Lilo. This would work with other characters, story-wise, but picking these characters for this story was a huge mistake. The reason why they do this whole thing of she's too busy to take care of Lilo is because at the end of the film, spoilers by the way, she gives up custody of Lilo so she can go to college in California for, get this, marine biology. She lives in Hawaii. Why is she going to California for marine biology? I tried to look this up on the script. I was like, what is going on? I looked this up and I was trying to check the original script of Lilo and Stitch to see if there was any mention of marine biology. You know what I found? Nothing. Nothing. Not a single reference. So it was made specifically for this film. Why would you do that? What was the point there? I don't get the point. You could have had this be literally anything that wouldn't be better to do in Hawaii than it is California. But for some reason, you decided that one. She didn't need to leave for that one. She didn't need to leave for that one.
I'll be in my room. Get your own movie.
His name is Stitch.
Another big gripe that I have is that they made decisions based off the budget. Instead of having Gantu be the villain, they instead just turned Jumba into Gantu. And some of the budget went into casting giant names, or at least big names, like Zach Galifianakis. He's not even that big, by the way. But I know that Disney went out of their way to get him. He doesn't even do the accent. You know, like the one thing that we love Jumba for, the accent? Gone. Gone. It's not in the movie. What's the point? The budget also meant that they need to dress up as humans for most of the film, but they don't do anything interesting with this, bar one scene. Maybe if they had to interact with humans more, it would be worth it, but they just walk around for a bit trying to find Stitch. It was much cooler when it was two aliens hiding in bushes watching from afar, instead of some lame jokes in a hotel. But my main issue is, why make a movie about aliens with no budget to do alien stuff? Why? This movie is loved. People care about this. Why don't you do something with that? This could have been any other movie. This could have been any other Disney movie that you could have had a good budget for doing this, but you chose this one? This movie also decides to split the caretaker and Bubbles into two different characters, which works way less as an overall threat for both of these characters. You could have had the scaredness of Nanny not wanting to lose Lilo, and Stitch being scared of someone in a suit who looks like a CIA agent. That would have worked. Could have worked in the original. But for some reason, they didn't go with that. With the caretaker that does show up, she just shows up at one point and is important for recreating the original film, of course, and then when it comes time to do their own thing, their own plot, she just kind of exists. They also still do the I'm CIA thing for Bubbles, but it's like, yeah, we know, we saw you do the CIA stuff, so why is that a surprise to us? When we had quieter reflective scenes, and not to say there isn't any quieter scenes in this new one, because there's new quiet dramatic scenes, but it's mostly just dialogue with sad music as you would expect. It seems like the ugly duckling scene from the original animated one, where we see more from Stitch's point of view of how he feels about the world around him, how he feels alone. The original had a very nice mix of showing that loneliness from both sides of Stitch and Lilo, and I wish Stitch just had another ugly duckling type scene, but they never have anything like that.
Lost.
Also, yeah, I know for the ending, I know they tried to step it back with she can see Lilo at any time using the portal gun, but it's too late at this point. The only reason why the portal gun exists is so that the film can end, which is a very funny MacGuffin. And the film doesn't really give any reason for the rest of the film to exist because there's nothing that pushes her to do what she does. There's no moment of, oh, I need to go to marine biology now. There's a now. I'm really interested in now. Okay. I've ranted for long enough, but it wouldn't be a certified Flynn review without some positives. The colours are nice, which is good, because that's what I was hoping for. It's much better than the Little Mermaid's coral orange hair on a bleak-looking ocean. It has so much contrast in the colours between all the shots, and Stitch stands out, but doesn't look weird to me, like some of the other live-action remakes. Yeah, this review was a quick one, but I wanted to get something out so I can just rant about it, because it's been on my mind for quite a while now. If you want more comedy-oriented versions of this, you should check out my Amazing Spider-Man video. But I'm done ranting now. I can get this off my mind. Bye-bye!